for that dog shit pick. What the fuck were we thinking? What the fuck were you thinking?
Hello there, everyone. Welcome to a very special episode of the Jimnasium. As always, it is bracket season. So we have another one dialed up for you. But before we get into that, it is always, I am XFL Jim. I am joined by the otherwise hairless man next to me, Chase Lupine Fiasco Sessoms. And today, we have a very special guest, the Herb Dog Millionaire himself. It is Christian Herman. What's up, my man? What's up, boys?
What's up? I'm happy to be here with you guys.
I'm just locked in. I'm locked in and ready to pick just a banger bracket, really.
Chase is very much locked in. So I really enjoy what we've been doing for bracket season. I'll say it every time, Chase. I'm glad that, like, spur of the moment we kind of came up with this.
Yeah. It's been they've been pretty good. And just the madness that happens. I mean, what was it? Waffle House?
Waffle House won last week for our favorite restaurant. So Waffle House, congratulations to them.
One of the breakfast blue bloods.
Congratulations to them. Congratulations to the NCAA targeting rule for winning the first inaugural one for Things We Hate.
Things We Hate, yeah.
Did not have an easy path.
I had given up Twitter for Lent, and when I had got on yesterday to see like Jim's profile, and I saw the ISIS versus kids' names these days, that was fucking hysterical. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So
gotta love. I gotta just respect for the Cinderella run that Poop on the Finger went on in that tournament, in that bracket.
It had a really good run. So today we have our favorite movies. Chase had 16. I had 16. We randomized it. Christian is here to be the impartial judge for if me and Chase cannot agree. It worked out, Chase, where I think a lot of ours got matched up against a lot of ours. Like yours got matched up with yours, mine got matched up with mine somehow.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes. We have a good, interesting one to start off with: The Matrix versus Roadhouse.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn. All
That's
right.
tough.
So The Matrix has going for it that it, kind of gives people, those normies out there, a base level understanding of simulation theory and the works of Philip K. Dick. Roadhouse, though, has Swayze.
It does, but also, don't forget, The Matrix also has leather enthusiasts creaming their pants.
That's true. That wasn't even leather, man. That was like latex kind of stuff.
Very big fans of the BDSM latex community.
Very fetishy. Yeah. Oh, man.
These are both very sexually charged movies, too.
Yeah, man. Oh,
God. I'm torn because The Matrix offers, some of the worst people I know on earth mentioning it every week, like 1984. But it is an excellent film. I think maybe The Matrix is more masterful. The Roadhouse is more fun.
I would agree with that. And The Matrix is one of my it's probably my second favorite film of all time. I'd say Roadhouse is at least a more fun movie.
Roadhouse has Sam Elliott, right? Isn't there an amazing Sam Elliott mustache in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he also complained about something in this movie. Well, didn't he come out with a whole bunch of anti-gay stuff about? Was it Roadhouse or was it a different movie?
I don't know. No idea.
Still a great movie. Chase, will you be seeing the Roadhouse remake
with Gyllenhaal?
With Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor and
oh, how could I not? Really? Because that's one of those direct to Amazon Prime things that I'll think, yeah, fuck it, one night. And I'll end up seeing it. I'm run to see it, but I'm gonna say it's gonna cross my path at some point.
Would it be a cinema sin to say I like Point Break over Roadhouse?
No.
Similar vibe, so I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna vote for Roadhouse, honestly.
I'm gonna shock people and probably also vote Roadhouse here, because my thinking is what's a movie I would rather just turn on out of the blue? I'd probably just throw Roadhouse on more often than not than I would throw on The Matrix.
Yeah, like I gotta be in a mood to see people in like goop and shit, you know?
This feels like a good rewatchability kind of bracket where it's like, yeah, Rocky 3 somehow made it really far. So I'm all for supporting the Roadhouse love here, just based off rewatchability alone.
We're going to go Roadhouse here. Up next, somehow two movies that I picked, Used Cars and Dear Zachary. The vibes in this category, in this matchup, could not be more different. Used Cars, a classic, funny 80s movie that's raunchy and dumb. And Dear Zachary, one of the most heartbreaking documentaries I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, never seen Dear Zachary.
I don't know, Chase, I don't know if I'd recommend it to you.
I'm not sure if I... Can you give me
So, Dear Zachary is these guys who all made videos and whatnot and films back when they were younger. They kind of... One of their friends passes away, and they want to make like a whole movie for his son that's going to be born to kind of like show him what kind of thing, like what kind of guy his dad was. And there's a lot of twists and turns, and it goes from like this kind of sad nostalgia, like, oh, this is our friend, to like one of the most gripping, depressing crime documentaries I've ever seen in my life.
Wah, wah.
But
was
exactly.
there was a murder involved?
Yes. I don't want to spoil it
Is the
too
Canadian
much.
border involved in this?
I think this takes place in Canada. I don't remember if it takes place in Canada or if it takes place in like the northern U.S.
Y'all Canadians killers now. Catch me
Damn
coming
right they
out
are.
your fucking crib.
Does it involve a crazed woman who, like, older woman dating like a young medical student who kills him, and then there's like she goes back across the Canadian border and stuff, and
I don't know.
scaring his child.
That sounds like a James Spader.
Chase, I think you actually might have this one on the head.
That's it. That's this one.
I think so.
Yeah, that one was sad and disturbing. It's a really
really well made documentary though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It also ends with I can't spoil it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very easy to spoil it once you actually like get into the meat of it.
Because the guy's parents, the guy who was murdered, his parents are like featured very prominently.
Yes.
Throughout it. Yes. Yes, I've seen this and it's heartbreking. It is actually absolutely heartbreaking.
Used Cars, however, very, very funny and lighthearted. So, don't know how they got matched up. Again, it comes down to rewatchability for me.
You realize I've only seen Dear Zachary the one time, but I can tell you everything about it and don't necessarily need to see it again.
I don't know if I want to see it again. It's just a really well-made documentary, and I'm a
raw
sucker.
Human emotion.
I'm also a sucker for anything that involves like, oh, these people are like making videos together, and that's what the movie's about, because I did all that shit when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And it's very nostalgic for me, so that part of the movie gets to me too. Used Cars is a classic. Used Cars was it was the second rated R movie I ever saw.
I'm useless here. I've seen neither of these movies. I was brought on to be a savant of film, and I have no idea about either of these films.
This is all personal taste, baby.
I suck.
Yeah, this is going to be a weird list, Christian. Just be ready for it. Gangs of New York is not on it.
I take it Gangs of New York is not on here.
It is not.
Is Used Cars in like the Porky's vein?
Yeah, kind of like same.
Wait, is Tim Robbins in Used Cars?
Ooh, I don't think so. Let me look up the cast.
Am I confusing Used Cars?
Kurt Russell is like the main character of Used
Kurt
Cars.
Russell. Okay, Kurt Russell. Okay.
Jack Warden's the other guy. Michael McKean. No, he is not Chase.
Okay, I'm lumping movies together then. On rewatchability, I'm gonna go.
I think we're gonna go Used Cars here for rewatchability, and sorry to say this for the Dear Zachary for the vibes.
For the vibes. For vibes alone.
Up next, Uncut Gems and Tombstone.
Ooh.
This one's not close for me, but
It's also not close for me because I'm a disgusting gambling addict. I love both these movies to death.
Yeah.
Uncut Gems, I need to rewatch it, but it was one of the most thrilling movies I've ever seen.
See, I'm on the Tombstone side of things where
It's great.
I grew up. I mean, my grandfather and my father watched so many Westerns, but like I'm pretty uneducated on all things Western. And I feel like this was like the first opening. Like you're not going to watch like The Good, Bad, the Ugly yet. You have to watch this. And it was like, this is great. And I'm not a Val Kilmer guy, but I love Val Kilmer in this movie. I think he's probably my favorite role.
That's probably his best role, right?
Didn't he play a shitty Jim Morrison that one time?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Val Kilmer's done a lot of great shit.
People love to put him up there with Tom Cruise. I've seen so many think pieces like, could Val Kilmer have been Tom Cruise if he didn't go down this bad road? The short answer is no. Val Kilmer is not Tom Cruise.
No,
He was always way better an actor than Tom Cruise anyway.
Oh, come on. That is ridiculous.
Tom Cruise is always just Tom Cruise and everything. Val Kilmer.
Could Val Kilmer have, did the scene in A Few Good Men?
Could you imagine Val Kilmer in Eyes Wide Shut?
Yes.
Yeah,
I do.
I could.
I have. So with Tombstone, I'll have you know, I saw this the Friday it premiered in the theater way back when I was in like 6th grade.
You dog.
And it was at the time one of the coolest experiences of my life. So my vote goes to Tombstone. I still could watch Tombstone like beginning to end without problem. I can watch it on network TV even.
I think that's what
that
might elevate it. I'm gonna give it to Tombstone. Uncut Gems, I will say, it's like a roller coaster of a movie. I love it to death.
See, that's why we got Christian in on this, because we would have been stuck with Uncut Gems versus Tombstone.
I thought we were going to need me here because Jim said it was one of the more thrilling movies.
No. We definitely do need you because I want to go Uncut Gems here really bad. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Christian and Chase here, but I will say maybe also my favorite Adam Sandler role, Uncut Gems.
Oh,
it's top 2 for me for sure.
Have you seen a little called Billy Madison?
That's up there too, Chase. Up next, Fight Club and Blade Runner 2049.
That's the new Blade Runner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the new Blade Runner is superior to the original. They always throw the original Blade Runner in with like the benchmark of sci-fi films with like Empire, 2001, Terminator, Alien. I just don't like the original Blade Runner anywhere near any of those films mentioned. And I love Ryan Gosling, and Jim and I would both welcome a threesome with him. Just need to throw that out there.
Yes. I'd welcome a threesome with just him, you, and me.
He's welcome in my bed anytime.
I was going to say, sorry, I cut Chase out of that. I didn't even ask him if he wanted to be in on this.
Be there a man or a lady. We could lock up Ryan Gosling like a Chinese finger trap.
All right, we're spit roasting Ryan Gosling on a Sunday.
Blade Runner 2049, best, I think still to this day, best visual effects I've ever seen in a movie. Fight Club, also, I just love it. I'm a huge David Fincher fanboy. The twist is crazy, but also, similar to The Matrix, the worst people you know are just going to bring this movie up all the time.
Right. True.
It's firmly in that film bro category, but it's higher up. Like I would say I prefer this to An American Psycho, which is also in that category. I would prefer Fight Club to Pulp Fiction, which I think is firmly in the film bro category. Wolf of Wall Street. I like them both pretty equal, but
This is
Bitch Tits Bob.
Yeah,
Bitch
dude.
Tits Bob.
Bitch Tits Bob.
Versus a Harrison Ford.
very sexy Brad Pitt.
Versus a Harrison Ford. That crooked ass nose. He's got a mature man's touch.
And the extremely sexy Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
And I love the city pop vibes. Like I love
Yep.
all the pinks and the purples and the synth wave, and the soundtrack is excellent. But
The bombed out Las Vegas.
yeah,
My pick goes to Blade Runner. It's one of I think it's worked its way into like maybe top 4 for me. I love this movie.
You know what? To be honest, I saw it and I thought it was better than meh, but it wasn't my favorite. I go Fight Club here.
Ooh, Christian.
First off, I do love the quote in the original Blade Runner about whatever, it'll all be lost, like Tears in the Rain. I thought that was such a badass quote at the time when I first saw it. I'm like, that's so cool. Imagine you're going to get killed by somebody and they say some shit like that to you.
Thank you, T1.
Blade Runner does go hard as fuck. I am going to go Fight Club. I will go Fight Club off of rewatchability as well as cultural influence, which is why I would want the Matrix.
Also an amazing twist
as well. Amazing twist as well. And I've always been a Brad Pitt fanboy. I love him.
Eric asking, are Ski School, Weekend at Bernie's, Lost and Found, and Side Out in the tournament? Spoiler alert.
I wish I would have put in Weekend at Bernie's 2 now. Because it was far superior to Weekend at Bernie's.
Up next, Kill Bill, Volume 1, if I just have to pick one of them, and then Spirited Away.
Oh, dude, this is so fucking tough.
It's easy for me, and it's because I've just never been a big fan of anime, and so it's Kill Bill for me, easy.
Oh, also, apparently there's 2 ski schools as well, Chase. Didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
T1 says, Kill Bill, easy. Also, I love these movies. Spirited Away, powerful film. Also insanely rewatchable, beautiful. Kill Bill, though, it is my favorite Tarantino movie. The action, the story it blends, the different art styles it has with it. I honestly think I might give the edge to Kill Bill here as well. Especially if we get to include both volumes here, it's like hands down easy. But if it's just Volume 1, I still love Volume 1.
Yeah.
It's really tough for me to go against Miyazaki, but like I understanding the influence of the film, and I think it's excellent, but it's probably not in my top 4 favorite Studio Ghibli films. I do love it though. I love it. I just think Kill Bill is pretty next level.
Yes.
I can't really go against Kill Bill here.
If you love Ghibli, by the way, go watch me and Christian in the drive-in watch Nausicaa of the Hidden Valley.
Yeah, that was a wonderful review. And I saw The Boy and the Heron in theaters, and it was really good.
Up next, The Big Lebowski and Nightcrawler. So I will start off by saying 2 things both of these movies do insanely well is give you the feel of LA, extremely well more than a lot of other movies. Easy one for me, though. The Big Lebowski is my favorite movie of all time. I think it's damn near perfect for me. That's my pick, just hands down.
Just
Chase, these are both your picks.
Yeah, and that's really tough for Nightcrawler because Big Lebowski is an all-timer for me, but I think Nightcrawler is a really, really, really good movie on top of that, though. Just the way Gyllenhaal got himself amped up for that really rapid speech pattern and everything. Apparently who directed, was it Fuqua?
Nightcrawler?
Fuqua? Yeah.
I think it was Fuqua.
So whenever Gyllenhaal was doing it for Fuqua, he actually was doing it even faster than that.
The director of Nightcrawler was Dan Gilroy.
Well, when he's doing it for the director, he was doing it even faster than that. I don't know. It's a really tough break for Nightcrawler. I'll just say it's the Big Lebowski by a mile.
It is. I will also say one of Jake's best performances, I think, too.
Oh yeah,
better. It's a really good performance by him.
I lump Nightcrawler in the Taxi Driver, King of Comedy, Joker kind of vein, and I like movies like that. Any movie with Philip Seymour Hoffman is going to get the approval from me. So we're just off that alone.
Eric has not seen either of these movies.
Come on, Eric.
Oh man.
Somehow that does not surprise me.
It doesn't.
But he would like I think he would like the humor in the Big Lebowski.
Encino Man versus Ip Man, the battle of the 2 mans. I think this is a bad matchup for Ip Man. I think I gotta give it to Encino Man. I do love Ip Man, one of my favorite kung fu movies.
2 words, Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
See,
it's funny.
I am the young guy, I guess, or I guess Jim or whoever. It's not Chase. I'm calling Chase out. Has there ever been a harder fall off than Pauly Shore in the world? Is there a singular harder fall off?
I heard he just did a thing where he plays Richard Simmons.
He's back.
And it's the role he was born to play.
That sounds about right for him.
See, I gotta go Ip Man, dude, but I totally understand. I understand the affinity for Pauly Shore. His humor was never really my thing, but I think it was just different generations. I love Ip Man. Donnie Yen's the GOAT.
Ip Man 1 specifically is also grounded enough in reality where it doesn't get completely ridiculous. I believe Ip Man 3, he's fighting Mike Tyson already.
Yeah.
So Encino Man, if we're gonna looking at this from basketball terms, since it's bracket season, Encino Man has a big three in it. I'm talking Sean Astin, I'm talking Pauly Shore, I'm talking Brendan Fraser. Can you beat that in the 90s?
It's a very, like, if you're going like 90s sort of stonerish humor, it's up there. It's in the Mount Rushmore.
Sean Astin should have gotten the best supporting actor for that. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. What was that year? Malcolm X? I don't know.
It Man's amazing though. Love it.
Do you prefer that film to How High and Half Baked?
It's not. It's a different kind of stoner. That's like the more like this is about weed stoner comedy. This is more of like the California. Life's crazy in California. You know.
That's fair.
Up next, another duo of Chase, Pootie Tang and Saving Private Ryan.
Damn.
Couldn't really go different with the vibes there.
God.
This is tough, Chase. So I'm gonna go Saving Private Ryan here because I'm gonna flat out I'm gonna out myself here. Haven't seen Pootie Tang. Yeah, I know.
Pootie Tang is excellent. It's an excellent film. It is fantastic.
It's one of those films that gets referenced so much by rappers. You would think it was like an A+ film, and it can be. It's an excellent film, but it gets referenced so much.
It's great to watch under the influence. It is fantastic for that. Yeah, I mean he grew up in a suburb of Gary, Indiana, and that was Chicago, Illinois. Dude, I love that. I love that movie. It was only the second time a man had been mauled to death by a gorilla at that steel mill. Shit.
This is a tough matchup, Chase.
Yes. I have so many feelings about Saving Private Ryan. I'm a World War II buff, of course, because I have children and every dad is a World War II buff.
I'm pissed at myself for forgetting a movie, but I'll get to that one later. But yeah, you're definitely a World War II buff.
It's a really well-written and well-shot movie.
Beautiful film. One of the best World War II like pieces of media I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It might be my favorite Steven Spielberg movie. And
if I'm going to talk about a big three, Saving Private Ryan ran deep. Real deep.
The roster was deep.
And Pootie Tang, Louis C.K. wrote it. All right, Saving Private Ryan.
I think
it's
that's
sad to see you go, Pootie Tang.
That's a rough matchup to get in round one. Up next, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Rushmore. So if I was gonna say, if I had to replace any movie, it might be this one. Although I do hold this as like a personal one of my favorites. It was the first rated R movie I ever saw. Was Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I might have replaced it with Alien, but we're going with Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Love this movie. Chase, I've never seen Rushmore.
I would say Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is like my least favorite of the Kevin Smith films.
That's fair.
I really like Rushmore. And I feel like it's so like dry that if I'm in a different mood, I can pick up the humor and something a little bit more than I did last time. You know, like it's always got that. You know, you pick up on little inflections and things that they do. It's very subtly acted. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back has the phrase "fuck beans" by Will Ferrell. Fuck beans. That was them, wasn't it?
Especially if you want to go, like, it's definitely not subtle.
It's definitely not subtle. It's there's a very elaborate fart gag. I gotta go Rushmore.
The Click Commander will always live in my head rent-free.
That's fair.
See, I like Clerks more. Like, I think I'd have to go Jay and Silent Bob. I think Wes Anderson's filmmaking lends itself to, like, you know, I think, was this his directorial debut?
No, Bottle Rocket was before that.
Bottle Rocket, okay. But earlier on, lower budget, like, I think Wes Anderson, like, I think he did really well with what he was given. I think it's an excellent film. This is also tough because it's like I'm thinking about rewatchability and Jim,
with the Kevin Smith hate.
Yeah, look at that.
That's fair.
I love the chatting it up, and I love that we actually have like beef in our chat now. That's pretty nice.
I mean, objectively, I would say Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, not the best Kevin Smith film. It is just my favorite for nostalgia purposes. I'm fine with this one going to Rushmore.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's fine with me. Also a big Wes Anderson buff, so yeah. Up next, Magnolia and City of God.
Fuck.
Jace, I hate that ours, like, they kept getting matched up with each other.
This is, for me, is really goddamn hard.
Yeah.
P.T. Anderson, probably one of my favorite directors.
He's really good.
All time.
He is mine.
City of God, maybe one of my favorite movies of all time. It just feels like the perfect movie, honestly.
Oof.
It is funny. It is heartbreaking. It is action-packed. It's got good music.
Magnolia
booties.
Magnolia to me feels like maybe my favorite ensemble cast in history. And I don't know, man. It plays out like a soap opera. Like I just fucking love that film. Like you could say it's Paul Thomas Anderson's masterwork, and I would be like, that's fine. I can accept that answer. It's a long ass movie. It's 3+ hours. Tom Cruise with a huge dick doing his thing. I love that movie, dude. And Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the top 5 actors to ever live. He's in the movie. It's automatically enhanced. I love that fucking movie.
You want to pick up Miss Big Titted Mary Jane? I love, yeah, that's pretty awesome. City of God is so good. Magnolia is all right. You learn from Magnolia. You learn from Magnolia that John C. Reilly's head, just a 3/4 shot of John C. Reilly's head, can take the emotional pressure down in a film from 10 to like 0. Like you realize, like that curly-headed fuck, like just does that to can do that to a movie. Like that's when you realize what his talent really was. When they're all singing that Amy Mann song together.
Yes.
Magnolia. It's Magnolia.
We're going back.
Yeah.
There's a couple tough opening matchups here. Up next, again, Chase, your matchup, The Program and Dodgeball.
Oh.
2 great films. I don't know. How does that happen? The sport, like,
this is like picking one of your kids to love more and then taking the other and drowning it in the bathtub. Ugh.
So recency bias for me is probably Dodgeball. Oh, T1 send them both home.
Oh, God. Man. Ugh.
Dodgeball is excellent.
Can we just start calling him T1BG, by the way?
T1BG, I like it.
What up, T1BG?
T1BG.
Dodgeball's versatility would get it for me. Just like you could be on a trip with your wife's family and like there's not many, shows on the cable TV or you can't get the Netflix hooked up or whatever it is. The Roku fucking sucks. But you'd watch Dodgeball with the family. You'd watch Dodgeball with your friends, inebriated, sober, versatile movie. And it standed the test of time, I'd say.
My picks for Dodgeball. Everything Christian said. It's also like it's made retroactively funnier with the who's the fucking biker? The
Lance Armstrong.
The Lance Armstrong
cameo.
Yeah, it's made
Shaming
retroactively funnier now because of that.
Yeah, it is. The Program's a good movie.
It is.
I gotta say, I would probably have to be in a mood to watch The Program. Like it's got to be a certain kind of day for me to watch The Program. Like I would let Dodgeball play in the background while I do things, while I fold laundry.
It's what I'd say. Dodgeball's like a top 5 like background movie too.
For sure.
Good take.
Ben Stiller was a little too cartoonish, to be fair.
It was peak Ben Stiller. Like,
it was peak Ben Stiller.
Everything.
It was peak Ben Stillery.
Up next, Caddyshack, and I put Booby Nights, but it's Boogie Nights on there.
Damn it!
I am sorry, Chase. I'm sorry that the randomizer did this to you.
I mean, it's Boogie Nights for me.
Yeah,
it's Boogie Nights for me too. But like Caddyshack is great.
It's a fantastic movie, and in any other bracket would have gone far.
but it's Boogie Nights. Like, come on,
Yeah,
Chase. Especially for us, like, how many references have we done for Boogie Nights? Constantly,
Dude, so many. Yeah, it's like how can we make this like Boogie Nights?
Drive and Friday. So I know which one of this is for me, and I love Friday to death. But like, Drive is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I'm gonna be the lone person to stick up for Friday here.
Friday's great.
Friday.
Friday's great.
Friday's great.
So Drive is also like, it's the only good movie I've seen from Nicholas Winding Refn, the director.
Correct.
The ultimate, like, this is me vibes from Ryan Gosling. The color, the violence when it gets to it. I love this movie.
Drive, the soundtrack, everything. Jim showing me the opening scene and then getting a YouTube ban shortly after.
That was sick.
I love Drive, dude. I can't get enough of it. I think I have 509 films in an Excel or a Google sheet, and Drive, I think, is 22nd. I admire the fuck out of this movie.
Chase, why don't you wax poetic about Friday for a little bit to give it its shine?
Besides being just one of the best movies you can watch stone, it's in the cultural ether, if you will, where it's just phrases from this are in the lexicon. Everyone quotes it. It's Friday. You ain't got shit to do. How'd you get fired on your day off for stealing boxes? Damn. Even like, yeah. Plus it had a banging soundtrack to go with it. Complete with
both movies had a great soundtrack.
Let's see. On top of Friday, just let us know Ice Cube's real potential as a comedian and, average comedies. John Witherspoon isn't with us anymore. A bang, bang, bang for him. Bang, bang, bang.
It's great. I'm sorry that we had to vote.
Yeah, it's gonna. I know. It has to lose. Fucks.
What's more culturally relevant? Damn from Friday or Shit from The Wire?
Oh,
I want to say, Damn from Friday, because if everyone knew Shit from The Wire, then what would white people have to talk to other people about?
That's true.
Than, like, why they should watch The Wire if they haven't before.
Out of all the things you could say, just like, oh yeah, she, yeah.
Yeah. Well, have to be like, if someone's like, oh, I don't understand that, and be like, oh, fantastic. Let me talk to you about The Wire now for a few hours, and then you can do this too.
Up
White
next,
The Wire, my favorite.
No Country for Old Men and Old Boy.
God damn it, I love Tommy Lee Jones and No Country for Old Men.
I do too. These are two top movies. No Country for Old Men is amazing. T1BG is right. This is heartbreaking either way. These are both fantastic movies. Old Boy was the movie that got me into like watching Korean movies, and the action, the story is crazy. Again, with the crazy twists. One of the best and craziest twists I've ever seen in a movie. No Country for Old Men, maybe the best antagonist I've ever seen in a movie with Anton Chigurh. And just his presence. And the fact that there was like no music in the movie, but I don't mind, and it actually makes it better. Ugh.
Anton Chigurh, Javier Bardem. I think the three best acting performances of the 2000s would be Daniel Day-Lewis is Daniel Plainview, filmed in the exact same location, came out the same year, There Will Be Blood. I'd give it to Heath Ledger with the Joker, and I'd give it to fucking Javier Bardem for this. I thought it was excellent.
Old Boy is such a fantastic movie. Oh, again, performances out of this world. It's also a good gateway movie for like people to get into foreign cinema.
I knew there would be a point where Jim would hit me with a foreign movie from an Asian country that I have not seen, but know that I probably should have.
Yes.
And this was it. This is that moment. So my vote has to go to No Country for Old Men because I've seen it and I haven't seen Old Boy.
Chase, this is like a perfect gateway movie if you want to watch like Asian films.
I'm not sure if I want to chase that dragon, Jim.
It's so good. It's so goddamn good.
This might be a hot take. Did you feel a little bit kind of at the ending of No Country? I kind of really wanted the face off, but I understand why there wasn't a face off. I just didn't. I don't know. I'm also There Will Be Blood's my favorite film ever, and people will say No Country's better. So I'm like, you get the bowling alley scene at the end of that, and then you just get like, yeah, I'm old, and like I knew he was there, but I had this dream. I'm being a big hater. It's a perfect film, but I think it left a little bit to be desired there at the end. There's my hot take.
My pick's for Old Boy. It's got to be. So Christian, you have to tie break this one.
Excellent twist. Excellent, like, if you don't know anything about Old Boy and you just go in totally blind, like,
don't watch the 2011 remake by Spike Lee.
Awful.
It's terrible.
It's got to be No Country for me. Javier Bardem, excellent. Josh Brolin, seeing them both side by side.
One of his best roles too.
It was excellent. Yeah. Woody Harrelson, man.
Jurassic Park and The Naked Gun.
Oh,
I'm sorry for The Naked Gun in this matchup. That was my pick, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Love The Naked Gun. I don't know how I cannot choose Jurassic Park here.
The Jurassic Park franchise is the franchise I'm a sucker for. It's not the Fast and the Furious. It's not any Marvel or anything like that. It's the fucking world.
So you like
the
all
universe
the bad
of JP. Too. Yeah, I like all the bad ones too. I love the bad ones. The bad one with like fucking William H. Macy in it. Oh man. Just the leading hero we all needed was William H. Macy running through the jungle from velociraptors. Yeah, it's Jurassic Park for what it spawned and just how cool it looked at the time. This is another one I remember seeing in the theater when I was like 8 years old, and it fucking ruled.
I would have killed to see this in theaters.
It was so goddamn scary when I was 8 years old.
I agree that big budget dino media is like it is pretty scarce. Too scarce nowadays.
God, and I love things getting dinoed. I just love things getting dinoed. Is that so wrong?
No, Chase, it's not. I love the humor of The Naked Gun and like everything that Leslie Nielsen does. It's just a tough matchup. This is a tough matchup.
Dude, we need more things getting dinoed. More things getting dinoed in this world.
What do you think about like Godzilla?
Oh, I mean, it falls into the things getting dinoed category. It's just on a grander scale.
Okay.
So I get down to Godzilla versus Kong sort of thing, sort of media, you know?
Last of the opening round is the Warriors versus Drumline.
Fuck y'all, I love Drumline.
So Drumline is great, Chase. I do have a personal attachment to Drumline because I was a drummer and we watched this all the time in high school. It's a great movie.
The deleted drum battles.
Yes.
I mean, themselves. Yes. The deleted scenes, the drum battles, the Easter eggs on the old DVD there. Were...
The Warriors is one of my biggest inspirations just for like making videos and making media.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon.
So, yeah. This is like his like only real role in anything ever.
He was in other movies.
Yeah, but like.
But this was it. This was his seminal role. The role he was born to play.
How many babies off of Drumline alone, you know? Like,
yeah, right.
I'm going to shout out the Warriors. I'm going to have to give this to Drumline because the Warriors does have, like, the guys you're rooting for are also scumbags, and they kind of almost sexually assault people. So, I'm going to give this to Drumline.
I feel like Drumline was accurately seated at number 2. Quite honestly, in terms of greatest films of all time.
Oh, Chase, how about this one right here with the
Oh! That's JP.
It's Jurassic Park. I'm sorry, Drumline. That is a crazy... Jurassic Park's might go on a monster run.
Now I just had to make impassioned pleas for all of my movies against all of my movies, and now I'm going to have to do that for the next level of it.
Drive and No Country for Old Men. I think... This is where Drive falls because, as we were alluded, No Country for Old Men might be one. It's like almost a perfect film.
He drinks milk. That's pretty cool.
God.
Coen Brothers.
Yeah, Coen. Okay, Chase, that's all you got to say. I love the Coen Brothers.
The Coen Brothers.
Drive did have a good run.
Sure. Thanks, T1BG.
Dodgeball and Boogie Nights.
Fuck. Boogie Nights might be my favorite movie.
I think it's Boogie Nights for me here.
Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Boogie Nights might be your favorite movie of all time. If we go by Chase on the podcast, it might be your favorite movie. Just
it might be my favorite movie of all time.
Also, I was looking through the catalog. Just shout out to me.
Cocaine, porn's
Chase,
golden age.
This is my 4-year. So 2021, 2022, 2023, and now 2024. I've been doing this for 3 years. I'm going in on year 4 of the Jimnasium. Chase, you don't jump in until about like 2 months from now. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is like the real anniversary is in June.
Right.
This is the semi anniversary when the actual thing starts.
When it actually started, and then
when it really starts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Up next is Rushmore and Magnolia.
Fuck a duck.
This might be our most contentious one to date.
Bring me Magnolia versus Boogie Nights. Do it.
Oh, it might get there.
It could end up. That's amazing. That playing Duke.
I'm going Magnolia here.
Rushmore gave the world Jason Schwartz.
That is something.
Is that like a good thing for?
Rushmore kind of relaunched Bill Murray's career.
It's still Magnolia for me though.
Yeah, I'm not moved.
Do it.
You can't really Chase. These are both. You can't really hate it too much either way. Encino Man and Saving Private
Ryan. God. Encino Man gave us the phrase "wheezing the juice," guys.
Yeah. Jason Schwartz is a guy who exists for sure. That's amazing. Oh, mine's Saving Private Ryan here.
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan. Even though it's like we said, listen, we said there was a big 3 for Encino Man. How deep did Saving Private Ryan roll just on that alone? Boom.
Kill Bill and Big Lebowski. Again, this one, my personal, I got to go Big Lebowski here. These are both great films. Fantastic.
I say Big Lebowski. Are you chiming in to be a contrarian, or is it a sweep?
What is it, Christian?
I would have went Kill Bill.
That's fair. That's fair.
It depends what we're going off of. Like
it's just how you feel.
Right. I mean, Big Lebowski to me is like a 24 rack, and like Kill Bill would be like dusting off like an old bottle of wine. Like they're just two different vibes for me entirely. Kill Bill, Brad Pitt.
It's a great comment. Big Lebowski it's what got me on my move to California. Big Lebowski it made me. I don't know if I'd be who I am today without this movie. I can actually safely say I would not be the same person that I am today without the Big Lebowski.
I use quotes from Big Lebowski nearly on the daily.
I think anyone who's watched anything I've done or has been around me can like see its influence on me. Chase, you're the dude.
Yeah, you're the dude.
Tombstone and Fight Club. Ooh.
So Tombstone has that like me seeing it as a kid and seeing it on screen like the first Friday it came out and it being like a big deal for me thing. So it's got a lot of personal, a lot of personal to it. Fight Club is still a really fucking good movie though.
My pick's gotta go. I gotta go Fight Club here. The storyline for it, the twist, the acting from everybody. I love Tombstone. And it is a great gateway Western movie.
My heart goes to Tombstone. I'm gonna say Tombstone.
Okay, Christian.
Do your job.
I have to go Fight Club.
Okay.
All right.
That's why we brought you here, buddy.
I would have loved to see Tombstone in theaters, though. I am jealous of that.
Roadhouse and Used Cars. So Used Cars, again, love it as a comedy. I think it did good. It got matched up pretty bad. I'm going to give this to Roadhouse because Roadhouse also has comedy in it and better action.
Yeah, Roadhouse.
Swayze.
Yeah.
Swayze. We're going off the rails on a Swayze train.
Roadhouse and Fight Club.
Oh.
See, Roadhouse is trash, but it's like good trash.
It's good trash.
But sometimes you want, like, guess what? We did the restaurants. Arby's is trash, but I love Arby's.
Arby's is amazing.
Yeah, Arby's is the shit.
Roadhouse versus Fight Club. I have to give it to Fight Club again. Again, I'm just a big Fincher fanboy. I suck him off all the time, but
I see I'm leaning towards Fight Club as well.
Birdhouse is like a great VHS movie.
It is a great VHS. Something you could watch on a Greyhound bus on like one of those like bus screens, you know?
So when I was deciding what David Fincher movie to put in, it was between Fight Club and Zodiac. I'm kind of glad I picked Fight Club.
I think you made the right decision.
Yeah, I'm going Fight Club.
We'll roll with Fight Club on this one.
I was like, I don't want to have to cuck Chase once again. Like, can I side with Chase just one time?
Big Lebowski and Saving Private Ryan. Again, I know who I'm picking. Chase, these were both your picks.
And this is a tough matchup. These
a tough
are two
matchup.
Really good movies for
two
like
totally different vibes too.
I am a dad, therefore I'm required by law to like World War II things. If you're gonna like World War II things, this is one of the better movies.
Is Saving Private Ryan your favorite war film?
No, my favorite war film was called The Memphis Belle, and it had like Matthew Modine. It had Sean Astin, Harry Connick Jr., Billy fucking Zane, John Lithgow.
Oh, John Lithgow's in it.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm gonna cue this up. I'm gonna watch this fucking movie within the next 72 hours.
It's about the B-17 bomber, the Memphis Belle.
Okay.
It's flying its very last mission. Like you got to fly. You flew a certain number of missions, and you got to go home. And so it's on its last mission. And Sean Astin is the ball turret gunner. I think they call it like Rascal or something like that. And like when I was a kid, because of this movie, my dream occupation was to be the ball turret gunner in a B-17. Even though that job had been long gone, child, long gone. So I won't call it the Big Lebowski. Once again, I don't go around quoting Saving Private Ryan every single day. I do with the Big Lebowski.
It's the Big Lebowski for me.
Three-peat Big Lebowski. Real quick, Jim, favorite war movie?
Whew. It might be Saving Private Ryan. It might actually be Saving Private Ryan.
It's just the right level of blood and guts. It's just the right level of action. It's just the right level of story. Like,
and for someone like me who's a sucker for all the behind the scenes for Saving Private Ryan are awesome. Like,
agreed.
It's so good. So good.
And everyone and their fucking dog were in that movie.
Yes.
Holy God, Boogie Nights versus Magnolia.
Yep. Christian called this one. That's tough. That's tough.
I think I will make the. I mean, okay. I don't want to ruin being a tiebreaker, but Boogie Nights is. I think Magnolia is a better film than Boogie Nights. I'll go on record saying that. But would I pick Magnolia over Boogie Nights based off enjoyment factor? That kind of impossible to do.
I think I like Boogie Nights more.
I was once at a party, like outside in someone's backyard, and they were like, let's like throw on a movie on the wall on the projector. Just like, what are we going to do? It's like, oh, fuck it. We'll just have Boogie Nights playing while we're hanging out. We'll watch this. I was like, this is such a great movie. It's so good. Like, fuck, it gets dark. Fuck, the movie gets dark. Magnolia's pretty dark too, though.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Boogie Nights might have the most tension-inducing scene ever. Like, what a fucking amazing scene that is, dude.
Motorhead.
Oh, so good. It's so good. I think like masterful. I think it's Magnolia for sure. I think like favoritism though. I have to go Boogie Nights.
I think it's Boogie Nights.
I think it's Boogie Nights, boys.
I think it's always been Boogie Nights.
It was always Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
No Country for Old Men and Jurassic Park.
Oh, I'll stick up for JP. Launch the franchise that I'm fond of.
I will say, like, there aren't, even if we're excluding just like even dinosaurs, it's just a great monster movie too.
Yeah.
And I feel like their monster movies aren't as appreciated. As much as I love No Country and the Coen Brothers, I gotta give this one to JP.
It's the franchise that taught us that Chris Pratt can do no wrong.
See, I hate Chris Pratt. I need you to sell me on Chris Pratt, Chase.
Oh yeah, it's easy. He can do no wrong.
T1BG calling for No Country. T1BG calling for NCFOM.
I think a movie like Jurassic Park, those kind of movies are tough because when you see those movies as a kid, your bias grows so large. Not that Jurassic Park isn't one of the better films ever made, but it's like the same thing with an E.T. It's the same thing with like I never watched Stand By Me as a kid, and I watched it recently for the first time. I'm like, it's fine, but I guarantee I would love it had I seen it when I was like 8. So I think there's a factor here that I'm missing where I didn't see Jurassic Park till I was a teenager. I would have loved to see it when I was fucking 6.
I was on a podcast with someone and they were talking about Will Wheaton and
good mention.
Will Wheaton and being in was it Race to Witch Mountain or something, and it being like how like 80s Hollywood was, and he was like, it's more like Race to Not Get Molested on a Witch Mountain. And it just fucking cracked me up.
I listened to that podcast like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the one with Scott. Yeah,
Scott Bowser.
What's Asterios? Yeah, Asterios.
Yes,
fucking
that was my
hilarious.
introduction to Asterios.
Asterios Kokonos is hilarious. Yeah, man, it's JP for me.
Well,
I can't.
So I love No Country for Old Men, one of my favorite films of all time. Objectively, it's a better movie. But Jurassic Park, for like what it did, and like, I don't know, Dino movies need to make a comeback. I'm going to stand it. We're going to go Jurassic Park here.
One less vigilante movie a year and just one more dinosaur
Yeah.
movie. That's what we need.
Now Boogie Nights versus Jurassic Park, though.
Never busted a nut watching Jurassic Park.
I think that puts Boogie Nights over it. I think there's nothing else needs to be said.
Burt fucking Reynolds, man.
Burt Reynolds, yes.
Boogie Nights.
Nevertheless, God.
Big Lebowski and Fight Club. It's the Big Lebowski for me.
Actually, I want to hear what you say, Herm.
So for me, Fight Club is definitely ranked higher on my list. That's probably 60, 70 range. Big Lebowski might be 110-ish range. But I would probably lean Big Lebowski here based off of rewatchability as well as quotability. And I think this might be the last silly movie left on the list. So like justice for the sillier movies. PTA sweep. Yeah, I love PTA. Goat. Him and Kubrick, my two faves. Love PTA.
Oh, no, we didn't have any Kubrick movies on
Single
this list.
Kubrick film. Yeah. I literally put no thought into this list. It was just like the first 16 movies that came to my mind and I jotted down.
I did the exact same thing, Chase.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's the Big Lebowski for me.
So the finals, it comes down to the Big Lebowski and Boogie Nights. I can't think of two more movies that have shaped this podcast as vibes than these two movies.
That's a very excellent point. I feel like we took that like fancy New York Times "Where is your accent from?" quiz, and like this is it. Like, and they nailed us to a T. It's like, oh, you like this movie and you like this movie.
So I'm picking the Big Lebowski. I assume Chase is going to pick Boogie Nights.
I'm on Boogie Nights. And now we got to put Christian
on the spot for the championship here.
Yeah, you got to give me a PTA, any PTA film for me. Got to go Boogie Nights.
We were right. Chase was right when he said it was always Boogie Nights.
It was always Boogie Nights.
I'm going to download that bad boy.
There we go. Is it time to spin the wheel?
Chase, it is time to spin the wheel.
Yes.
Christian, we like to end. We spin the slots, but then we've gotten into the thing now of spinning the roulette. So
it's time.
I think it'd be fun. Let's all pick numbers. Let's all
We're
three
all
of us
pick numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
33.
Christian's gonna go 33.
I'm gonna go 16.
I'm going 22. Chase is gonna go 16.
That's 18.
Oh shit. Good call, Chase. 16. So then we'll also do some correlated stuff here. If anyone in the chat wants to shout out a number, feel free. $15 for T1BG. So we'll also do a little bit of this. And a little bit of... How do you do here?
Do you want to put a little bit on both zeros? With as much money as you've got all over the fucking board.
We're gonna do a little tenor on that, and then we're gonna do.
Right now, I think a manager in the background of Bovada was just like, God damn it!
And we both had some evens and some odds, so we're gonna lose money regardless of where we go. There we go. We're spinning. Oh, almost on the zero. 6! 6! Hey, didn't... Okay, not too bad.
You lost like $10.
I lost like $10 there. Not too bad. You guys want to go again?
Yeah, of course. Are you
Okay, let's all pick one number this time, everybody.
You sure you don't want to... Can we play it by the section and stuff?
It could be number, it could be section, it could be whatever. I just want to all agree on one bet.
What just came down? It was
6. It was a 6.
I feel like it's time for this wheel to finally hit the second 12.
You wanted the second this second 12 right here? This second 12 is my favorite bet, so I will play second 12.
That was going to be my pick, believe it or not. I'm going to go,
Okay.
I'll go 11.
We'll go second 12.
Or we'll go all in. 11.
We're going all in on second 12, Christian. Well, I mean, you did say 11, so I'll... There you go.
Yeah.
We're going all in on the second 12. Whew. Chase, when I say all in, I mean all in. We're going.
You mean all in? Okay, here we go. Ooh, that's gonna be huge. Come on, second 12.
36.
Oof.
36. Hey, you can't win them all.
Well.
Can't win them all, folks.
Oof.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Shout out Boogie Nights.
Hey, Boogie Nights. Let's
Shout out Boogie Nights.
Can you show me that beautiful bracket one more time? Let's take
Yeah,
a
I got
look.
the...
Let's look at her like one shining moment, this thing.
Let's
One
see.
shining moment.
Shout out Boogie. So the route it took, Boogie Nights went through Caddyshack, Dodgeball, Magnolia, Jurassic Park, and The Big Lebowski.
Holy shit balls.
What a run.
Slade Giants on the way.
What a run.
Did the Big Lebowski have a cakewalk here?
Big Lebowski went through Nightcrawler,
It was
Kill
always
Bill,
gonna be Nightcrawler,
Saving Private Ryan, Fight Club.
still pretty tip. It was a throwdown. It was a throwdown to the bitter end there.
It did
It was
just
a
get
throw.
past Fight Club there at the end.
Yeah, Fight Club also with not an easy road between like Blade Runner 2049, Tombstone, and Roadhouse.
Roadhouse had a Sweet 16 run.
Yep.
Believe it or not.
Roadhouse had a Sweet 16 run. Any other ones in that? The Sweet 16 all made sense.
Yeah. Big shout out to Drumline, making it to the
Second round.
Second round.
If No Country faced Boogie Nights, Jim, where do you go?
Ooh, I think I go No Country.
Okay.
I go Boogie
Yeah.
Nights.
And
That's
I would have went No Country. We would have had a
That would have been insane.
Jurassic Park took down No Country. That was a huge dub. That was maybe the biggest dub in the tourney. It was huge.
Probably biggest upset.
Yeah.
All right, boys. That'll do it for this episode of Bracket Season. I don't know what we're going to come up with next. Me and Chase have been kind of making some lists. We have ideas. Bracket Season is fully underway. Actually, next episode we might just be able to do the real bracket.
That's true. I'm going to be out of town whenever they release it. Remember?
Well,
We'll have to do it.
I mean, for the actual gym rats, me and Eric will do our first responses. But I think for the actual gymnasium, you and me can do our own bracket where we We alternate, remember?
Yeah. I'm ready for it.
And then
Anytime
we'll
we'll
keep
do the
the
alternating
season
bracket.
going.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
All
It's
right,
crazy.
folks.
It's crazy to think how many of these that we've done together, these things that we're doing every year. Like, because now this is like what, the third time that we've done a bracket together?
This is the third time that we've like a March Madness bracket.
Yeah.
We did not do one in 2021.
We did not, no.
No. So 2022, 2023, this is number 3. Yeah. This is the third time.
Look at that. You can get in on this, Herm?
I may. I was going to say I'm sentenced to my Harry Potter room until we talk about movies again. But I may be in.
Because guess what? I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be live streaming 2020 XFL season.
Oh, that's
continuing.
We're right back at it. Then we're right back.
We're right back at it, folks.
at
We're
it.
right back here. Chase has got his podcast. Christian, check him out. He's doing a lot of stuff. Love it.
Let's see Dune 2. I'll plug Dune 2.
I need to see it. I need to see it so bad.
It's the best cinematic experience I've ever had in a theater. I will go ahead and say that.
God, I need to see it.
And I can't think of what would even be second for me. I saw Revenge of the Sith front row. I saw Rise of Skywalker front row off an edible, but that movie mostly sucked. I think if you were to see a movie like Top Gun or like just a big blockbuster movie, but yeah, it was unlike anything I've ever seen in a theater. Shout out David Lynch's Dune. Never watched it, but
I did. That's also a great movie to watch high.
I'm so upset with myself that I didn't add Top Gun 2 or Top Gun Maverick to the list. God, it's the perfect film.
It saved cinema. How could it not win the whole fucking thing?
It saved cinema.
It's the perfect film.
Chase, it was always Boogie Nights.
It was always Boogie Nights.
All right, folks, thank you. Well, check us next time for another episode of the Jimnasium. Shout out Herb as we end this stream.